Well, I thought we had a good weekend, got a lot of things accomplished. Should have won the series, didn't. But that's our goal. Anytime we go into a 3-game series is try to win the series. Number one, if you win game 1 and game 2 back to back, then you want to try to, sweep a series. But we got dumped game 1, and I thought we did a good job of coming back game 2, put ourselves in a position to win. Didn't get that done, got walked off on, and was able to come back again the next day and respond again. So I thought that was really good by our players. That's the number one thing you want to hopefully see from your team, is to make sure that they can respond. You can't pick the games you're going to win or lose, but you can pick the way you're going to respond to it. And I was glad to see us respond and put ourselves in a position to win 2 out of 3. I thought our pitchers did an exceptional job all weekend, held them down to 209 batting average, and I thought they really threw well. We were able to play 10 new guys throughout that weekend that never played a Division I baseball game before in a tough venue against a good quality opponent. So I thought we got a lot out of there. We left fielding 991 for the weekend, so I think we maybe made 1 error the whole weekend. So that was good. So you never know how you're going to react when you come out of the fall. So I was really glad at the way the team reacted throughout the whole weekend. Again, I don't believe in moral victories. I don't believe in standing around saying you played somebody close. The bottom line is we should have won the series, and we didn't. We got to get our walks down. Our pitching staff did walk 12 people, but they pitched very well in traffic. We knew going in this pitching staff's going to be very good. These guys are going to be probably in the top 5, top 10 in the country in pitching. The first guy out that night, we knew that guy's one of the premier arms in college baseball. Their whole bullpen, their whole team ran guys out, from 90 to 95 on us. The closer was coming out at 93 to 95. So we knew we were going to face some very good arms. The only way you're going to try to beat an arm like that is to try to match it with good pitching, which I felt we did, and good defense, which we did. Then you now limit it to nothing but timely hitting. And we did both of those Saturday and Sunday and put ourselves in a position to win. We were able to win the third one going away. But again, we let the second one get away from us. This week, we'll have a game on Wednesday. On behalf of myself and our program, our condolences go out to Coach Reiser's mom. He lost his mom this weekend. So our condolences go out to him and his family. We pray for her and him and their entire family. I buried my mom 2 years ago, so I know what he's going through. So we're praying for him and his family. They're coming off 2-1. They're always a tough opponent. We know him. He does a great job over there. So, again, that'll be a tough midweek game for us. And then we've got our weekend opener against Wright State. They dropped 3, though, at Tulane. We will be at home for the first time, so that'll be good. I know they're looking forward to playing here at home. So open up the floor for questions you might have. Well, we knew the starters were going to be okay. We liked the guys that were going to come out of the bullpen, but they were inexperienced. So we wanted to see how they were going to react to this situation, and both the freshmen did really well. We wanted to move Stokey out of the bullpen for us. He came in and got that last out for us, which was good. I think he's going to be a guy that we can count on. We have to build the bullpen, especially if Hogan's down a little while with that oblique. We don't know anything. We'll know something later today or tomorrow or whatever. But he tweaked and something and called me out and said that he didn't want to go anymore to make it any worse. So I was glad that, we talk to the pitchers all the time about if you feel anything, call us out. It doesn't matter. One game's not that important for you to turn this into maybe a tear. So he was smart enough to be able to call us out at the time. And then, Brock came in. Brock and Perrin had been throwing well throughout the fall. They had picked up our pitching system really well. Some guys pick it up early. Those two really picked it up early. Stokey's been in it for a while, so I think he gives us some good age. Coming out of the pen, we still got Grant Cox that we were going to use, and we still got Armstrong that we're going to use. So we were able to get through that weekend and the starters did a great job of Hogan's got to continue to get his pitch counts down a little bit. He had a 20 pitch inning in there. We want those pitch counts to come down. That's why we put him back on Sunday. But I thought all the pitchers did a good job, especially the unknowns. We knew the guys were throwing good here. We needed to put them in a real situation. And I thought they handled the crowd real well. I thought they handled the traffic real well. I thought they handled the momentum of the game when it turned. They both had to pitch in a little bit of traffic and made some big pitches when we needed them made. And we played good defense behind them. That's the key. I mean, LaHare really changed the game with the 2 catches he made in center field. And if you can field 991 all year and pitch, you're going to be in a lot of ball games. Well, Schmitty will probably maybe start an inning or 2 or maybe even be bypassed. We'll see when we get to that point. But we would probably take Schmitty and move him as a starter potentially to cover up Hogan until he can get back. We're hoping that it's not something that he'll be out a long extended time for. But that would probably be what we'll do. You know, we always – Monday's our off day, so we don't get to visit his coach as much. But usually Tuesdays is when we kind of sit back down and go over everything. But that would be one of the things we would look into is taking Schmidt and using him. Well, they've been good here, so it didn't surprise us that he's capable of doing good. He had been throwing well, but it's good to see that he was able to handle what he was able to handle. And especially under the conditions he got it in. I mean, he knew he was first up. We always tell the reliever that's first up before the game starts, you know, that you're going to be first up. That way he can watch the flow of the game, watch what the starter's doing, and it doesn't spook him when we tell him to head down to the bullpen. So he knew he was first up that day, but I don't think he knew he was going to be in there that quick. And to jump in there into those conditions as a freshman for the first time and do all your warm-ups with – you know, how many people they had there staring at you. That was a big credit to him. But, again, he had pitched above his age in all the fall inter-squad games here. So we felt that he could do it, but you got to get out there and test it. And so he was tested, and he really did a great job for us. Not yet. We'll see. He was walking good the next day, and so, you know, hopefully, you know, we'll see. But there were some good indicators of, you know, he didn't need crutches and he was walking better each day. The soreness was starting to go off each day, and so hopefully, you know, that won't be out for an extended period of time either. Those 2 guys are big difference makers, him and Harris.
Besides Bourgeois, obviously, who impressed you with the at-bats that they had in all of the 3 ball games?
Well, I thought, you know, Cantrell did what we thought he would do. We thought he'd play above his age, and so we moved him after game 1 up from 9 up to 2. And then Castles really had a good weekend for us. He's made a jump. He came back more physical and a lot stronger this year. So those first 3 guys, I thought did a great job for us. And we had some other good quality at bats where it led to a hit batter or, you know, a walk. As the weekend wore down, we made better contact. We drove some balls. You know, Wyndham drove some balls. That's a big field. And Lockridge came in on Sunday and did a great job. So we started to drive the baseball better, make a lot of hard outs, cut our strikeouts down. Off a very, very good pitching staff. I mean, that's a very good staff. And I think when you see that kind of pitching early, that's good. You might not have a lot to show for it, but it's going to make you better. Success doesn't always make you better, but failing can. If you learn from it and you grow from it and you don't let it break you. So even the guys that struggled, they were facing a premium arm. I mean, a premium arm. We might not see an arm like that again. You know, who knows? Maybe in the Minute Maid Classic. So that's good, seeing that kind of arm, because you might see it again in the Minute Maid Classic. So, so I think, and we wanted to play a lot of people, which we were able to do. Like I said, we were able to play, you know, 6 freshmen and 4 guys that had never played Division I baseball out of the JCs. So we were able to get 10 people in there throughout the weekend. So I think that was good. So I think our at-bats will get better. I think the hitters are going to get better as we just keep plowing through this. It just depends, you know, on your team each year. You know, when we had strengths and all of them, you came back the next year and it was easy to set a lineup. Every year depends on the previous year, who you lost and everything. So this one's going to take a bunch of people playing until we can get set. So, and we're not in a hurry to set it. I don't think you need to do that on this kind of team. I think you need to keep moving people in and around. I think you need to keep playing people. And until you get closer to conference, and then maybe if you want to try to start to settle in, you can. I mean, our 1, 2, and 3 is pretty much set in now. So, you know, we got 6 other spots to go. And I think as we play more, a couple of those will get set. And then some of those might not get set throughout the year. I mean, you look at Texas, you know, what they did with their DH, a lot of people do that when they have multiple DHs. They'll start the night before his pitcher on the lineup card, and what they'll do is they'll wait to see what the first at bat looks like. So if you got runners at first and second, nobody out, and you need a guy that can sack, you go pull the kid off the bench that can sack. And then 2 innings later, you might have the bases loaded and you need somebody that can break the game open. So you pinch hit a more physical hitter. We can run a bunch of guys off the bench now. So we don't have to sit and wait for a guy to have 3 bad at bats in a game. We can get guys off the bench. And so we are clogged up a little bit at the DH role. We've got some guys that defensively, they might not be an everyday defender, but they're good hitters. But that does clog us up a little bit. So we're going to have to figure out a way, I think, how to use the DH role a little bit more creatively. I like the way Texas was doing it. I don't know if we'll do that. Lamar used to do that all the time. Jim Gilligan, he'd always start the previous night's pitcher in the DH spot, and then he'd use the kids off the bench accordingly on what the situation showed you. So, but we're going to keep moving some people around and playing some people until some things settle in. Do what? He's what we thought we had. You know, I mean, he got here and he played the game slow from the first ground ball he took in his first inter squad game, and you know, he's not perfect. Nobody was. BT wasn't, but he played slow and he played above his age. And I think that's what Perrin did. I think that's what Batty did. I thought Facher did a good job of playing above his age, and that's what's good about the freshmen we got. They're playing above their age early, and that's good. It's a good sign. You don't have to wait all season for them to slow the game down, because we don't have that kind of time. And it's good for building for the future, because you got guys that are coming back as sophomores, but that are above their age. And you want that. You want that in recruiting, you know, to try to get guys to play above their age. So I thought he did a great job as a freshman coming from the 9-hole back up to the 2-hole. And I really like him there. And I really like where we're at in 1, 2, and 3. I think now what we've got to do is kind of just keep playing people until we can settle in these other 6 spots. Well, you know, it's just great for our fans. You know, it's a reward for them. They've been here with us for a long time. I've never, for day one, even though I've been here 24, 25, whatever it is, years, I've never woke up or came to the ballpark or ever took our fans for granted, because I travel around the country. I see what other people draw. And a lot of people that don't travel around the country, they take this for granted. I've never taken this for granted. I mean, this is a great place. The way we draw, I don't know. You could check around the country. I don't know if there's a venue in the country that sells itself out for season tickets. You know, I mean, we got a 96% retention rate for our season ticket holders. I mean, I've never taken that for granted. never will. There's a lot of people that do, but I don't. And because again, I travel around the country, and to create what we've created and to have this fan base and to have this is hard to create, man. I mean, it is a hard thing to create, and then it's a hard thing to sustain and to keep and not to take it for granted. Because if you take it for granted and you lose it and you try to do it again, you know, like the ice skaters did, try to come back the second time and do it, it's just very hard to do. It's very, very hard to do. You can't take this for granted. So I'm glad because we reward them with the stadium. It's a reward for them, and I'm glad to see it finally through. And there's a lot of hard people's work and a lot of people that, you know, from the president and, you know, that had to step up to do this and continue to let us grow with the Lowe's boxes up on the decks, and then now put all the furniture in down the foul lines. You know, I mean, it's going to be great for our players and great for our fans. And then now you've got something that can sustain this program, because, you know, I'm not going to be here forever. It's never been about me, but I think servant leadership is real simple. You build a tree that you might not be able to sit under the shade, but somebody else is going to get that shade to sit under one day. And so now it creates a relevant situation here for the next people that come through here. It creates a relevant situation, I think, for the next coach that comes into here. He's not going to have to clean the bathrooms like I did or sell wall signs and everything else. He's going to be able to walk into a lot better situation than I ever had 25 years ago. And that's what my dad taught me. You got a job, you take your job, and then you make sure that when you leave it off better than the way you found it. And that's my ultimate goal here. I'll be judged by wins and losses, or failing to get to Omaha for a second time, possibly if we don't, or not winning this game, or pulling that pitcher too early, or leaving the closer in. But that's not how I judge myself. I judge myself on one thing and one thing only. The day I walk out of here, there's two things that won't happen. They will not say I didn't care. And number two, I'll have left this place better off than the way I found it.
Coach, talk about McKinnon. What did you see out of him coming in from Monica and getting behind the pitch?
Well, we were very fortunate to get him out of the JC. He's good, a good thrower. He's continuing to grow as a catcher, learning our system, because in the fall he didn't have that opportunity. He had a hurt wrist that he got injured in the weight room with a dumbbell and really sat out all fall. So I thought he did a great job for not having a fall. I mean, he literally did not catch one inning this fall. And so I thought he did a great job of coming in on short notice. That's the definition of work while you wait. The worst thing a person can do, whether it be in their professional life or in baseball, is to finally have the door open and you're not ready. And so we constantly preach to him to work while you wait, because you never know what will happen. Nobody knew that he was going to get his cleat stuck in the turf, you know, blocking a ball, and then all of a sudden, you know, McKinnon, you're in. But I thought he did a great job of handling the running game. He did a great job of handling what he had to handle. He had never caught some of these pitchers, you know, I mean, because he was down all fall. So he did an exceptional job, I thought. And hopefully Handsome can come back from that, and we end up with a very good situation with two really good catchers.
What's your third catcher situation if you do?
Well, the only issue we got there is a freshman third catcher that was with us, Brady Jones. He's got a slap tear, so because of that, we would have to probably develop somebody underneath us if we had to. We've got one or two guys that did some catching in high school. His slap tear is being worked on, and you can play with a slap tear, but we like to try to keep him redshirted if we can. But a lot of that will be predicated. We also have another freshman redshirted catcher that's redshirted right now, Nick Hanks. How ready he is, I don't know, you know. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what Monica's thing's going to do, and then that'll probably dictate what our next move is going to be. When we went this weekend, we committed to 34 guys in the roster. I left the open roster spot for an injury. So I do have an open roster spot. You can move somebody onto the roster after the first weekend if you haven't committed to 35. If you commit to 35, even though a guy gets injured, you can't get him off the roster. His injury has to occur prior to opening day. So unless there's some appeal I don't know about, that would be in Tom's category. But I don't think you can take somebody injured now off the roster. That's the dangerous thing about that 35-man roster. So we went in with 34, waiting to see if we'd maybe end up with an injury or something.